In this video, you'll see the variety of questions students will be asked on a Swun Math online assessment, as well as the tools students will use to answer those questions. It's highly recommended that students view this video before they take their first online assessment so they can navigate the system successfully. Some of these question types are automatically scored by our system. Others require manual scoring because there may be multiple ways to record a correct response and a teacher's professional judgment is needed. As you view the video, please remember the intention is to demonstrate the technology. The answers selected in the demonstration may or may not be correct. Some questions on the Swun Math online assessments will be multiple choice with exactly one correct answer. These questions will have a prompt that says select one. These questions will also have radio buttons that allow for exactly one answer to be chosen. The correct answer must be chosen for the response to be auto-scored as correct. Some questions will be multiple choice with more than one correct answer. Students will be prompted to select one or more. The answers will have checkboxes. Students will select or unselect their answers until they're satisfied with their choice. All of the correct answer choices must be chosen for the response to be auto-scored as correct. Some questions will require students to use drop-down menus to choose a correct answer. Just click on the down arrow and select the desired response. In this case, there are 5 drop-down menus. Students must choose the correct answer for all parts of the question for the item to be auto-scored as correct. The Swun Math online assessments use the drag and drop feature in a variety of ways. One way is with problems that require students to sort items into 2 or more categories. To do this, click and hold one of the tiles and drag it into the correct category. Release the click to drop the tile into the category. Continue to sort each tile into the correct category in the same way. Students can move the tiles until they are satisfied with their answers. Each tile must be sorted into the correct category for the response to be auto-scored as correct. Students may also be asked to use the drag and drop feature for matching. In this case, students are asked to drag and drop the expression that matches each visual fraction model. Students may rearrange the tiles until they are satisfied with their answer. And once again, all tiles must be in the correct place for the problem to be auto-scored as correct. Another way students are asked to show their answers is by filling in information. To do this, students simply click into the field and type their answer using the keyboard. For example, in this question, students are asked to fill in the missing numbers to complete the number pattern. Click into the fields and enter the numbers. Each part must be completed correctly for the response to be auto-scored as correct. Another example of a fill-in response is when students are asked to enter values into a table. Similarly, students would click into the fields and enter their response by using the keyboard. Again, each part of the problem must be completed correctly for the item to be auto-scored as correct. Some questions will ask students to provide a written response. These questions may be answered by clicking into the text box and typing a response using the keyboard. Sometimes more than one question is asked. Students should be sure to address all of the questions correctly to earn credit for a correct response. Some open-ended short answer prompts will require students to use numbers, math symbols, fractions, even radicals or exponents to show the answer. This problem, for example, asks students to write a fact family, so we'll use an equation editor. Click on the white icon once to open up the pop-up equation editor. Click into the answer area, use the keyboard to enter numbers, and the toolbar to enter operation symbols like addition, subtraction, multiplication. You have 2 options for multiplication, and division. When your answer is complete, click OK, and the answer transfers into the answer area on the online test. Another way you can present your answer is by using the draw area. Click on the draw area icon and write your response by hand. In the bottom right-hand corner, you can see how the system reads your handwriting. You can use the back arrow to erase your response if needed. When finished, click OK, and the answer is transferred into the answer area of the online assessment. Next, I'll demonstrate how to enter fractions, radicals, and exponents. To enter fractions, click on the fraction tool and enter your numerator and denominator. If you need to write a mixed number, place the cursor before the fraction and enter the whole number. Similarly, you could enter the whole number first and then follow by the fraction. To write an exponent, enter the base using the keyboard and then click the exponent tool and enter the value of the exponent. To use the square root tool, click on the square root icon and enter the value under the radical. To use a different root, like a cube root, click on this root tool, and this allows you to specify the value of the root. Enter the value under the radical, and then you can enter the value of your root. You can also use any combination of these tools with parentheses and include parenthetical expressions in any equation. For example, by clicking on the parentheses first, I can enter a fraction. And then I can raise this fraction to the power of 2, or any other exponential value. Other mathematical symbols included here are equal to, not equal to, plus or minus, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, degrees, and pi. Some of these tools will be only used in later grades. The draw area can also be used to handwrite these more advanced responses. For example, I can write an equation 2/3 divided by 3 squared. Here I see the equation that I intended to write. I click OK, and it transfers into the answer area. Some questions will require students to draw models to show their thinking. There are a variety of tools and options available for students to use. In this example, a student will show how to add 3-digit numbers using the draw a picture strategy. The student has used the rectangle tool to draw squares for hundreds, the straight line tool to draw tens, and dots to represent ones. I'll continue to work on the problem using the same tools to show you how to use them. I'll start by changing the color of the stroke, the outline. I'll choose green. I'm also going to change the fill color from white to clear. I'll make sure that the square or rectangle tool is highlighted, and now I'm going to draw 100 from the second add end using the rectangle tool. Next, there are 9 tens in the second add end, so I'll draw 9 10 rods using the straight line tool. Finally, there are 2 ones. So I will use the pencil tool to add these 2 ones and just draw those dots. Now I'm going to change colors again, and I'm going to use the pencil tool to show how I'm regrouping. So I know I have 9 green and 1 more. You know what? That line is too thick. I'm going to stop what I'm doing, undo that line, change the thickness of the line by choosing the smaller dot, and try it again. I know there are 9 green tens, and 1 more will make 10. So I'm going to circle those 10 and draw an arrow over here where I'm going to add 1 more hundreds box, 100 square. There we go. Now there's no regrouping to do with the ones, so I'm all set here. I can use this text tool to write the answer. I choose the text tool and click in the document, and I'll write my answer 919. If that's not big enough for me, I can change the font size. I can also change the font. And there we go. Now I have my answer ready to submit. If I click on this clear button here, it will erase the whole entire screen if I feel like I need to start over. Before I click on to the next question, I want to make sure that this message here says uploaded successfully. If it does not say that, I want to make sure I click on Save a Picture. It is not allowing me to click on Save Picture because the picture has already been uploaded. Within the Swun Math Online assessments, you'll commonly see green information boxes. These boxes contain information about a situation that will be used for 2 or more problems. The first line will tell you which questions will refer to this situation, and it's followed by the situation or the scenario. In this example, the situation is used for questions 15 and 16. After reading the scenario, scroll down and find and answer question number 15. Then do the same for question number 16. Any of the question types we reviewed may be presented after an information box. In this video, you saw the various question types students will encounter during a Swun Math online assessment, and you saw a demonstration of how to use the tools to successfully answer the questions.